Hey, this is Joel with American Giants. As you can see today, I am in Oklahoma, and this is the Blue Whale of Catoosa, a really cool Route 66 attraction. And we're just a few miles away from Tulsa. And today I wanted to go down and track down the location of a picture that was taken in probably 1967 by a photographer with the Tulsa newspaper there. And it's one of the most unique pictures because it includes a Phillips 66 cowboy and a Texaco big friend in the same picture. It's the only picture I know of that exists where they both are in the same shot. So we're gonna go down and try to find the spot where that picture was taken. And my good friend Rhys Martin is gonna join us. And he's an expert on Route 66, especially in Oklahoma, has a lot of knowledge of locations and buildings. So he's gonna join us and take us to the spot and give us some history on Tulsa, the city, and where these giants were located.
I'm Rhys Martin. I'm president of the Oklahoma Route 66 Association, and we're here in downtown Tulsa. This is right about the intersection of 4th and Frankfort, which is a part of town that's been through a lot of changes over the last couple of decades. We're next to an old fire station. You've got this beautiful skyline of Tulsa here behind me, old gas station, brick buildings for warehousing. The railroad used to come through here. It's changed quite a bit. So a few years ago, Joel sent me an email asking if I knew where a location was. He'd found a newspaper article from 1967 celebrating Phillips 66's 50th anniversary, and I looked at it, and thankfully you had these two giants with the Tulsa skyline in the background. And so if you look out here looking into downtown Tulsa, you've got quite a lovely skyline. We're known for our architecture here in Tulsa. It has also changed quite a bit over the last couple of decades, but there are a couple of buildings that are very easy to identify, and I'm going to pull up the picture and show you here. So here's the picture. This is a Phillips 66 cowboy next to a Texaco big friend, positioned next to each other in a way to essentially congratulate Phillips on their 50th anniversary. And you can see a couple of buildings here that are still here. So you have the 320 Boston building, which is this beautiful building right down here with the spire on top of it. Back in the day, that spire would light up different colors to let folks know what the weather was going to be doing. So today, considering we've got some severe weather coming in, it'd be blinking red right now if we were still back in the 60s. You have the Phil Tower, which is a really beautiful deco building with a tile roof that's very identifiable. But then you have the Mid-Continent building, which is one of the tallest buildings in Tulsa. It has this green copper top that people notice very quickly. But that building's very interesting. Back in the 60s when that picture was taken, that building wasn't that tall. And if you look closely, you'll notice the bottom part of that building is a little bit wider than the top part. Well, in the 1970s, that was the Cosden building, named after Josh Cosden, who was an oil magnate from back in the day, back in the oil capital days of Tulsa. And it became the Mid-Continent building, and the Mid-Continent Oil Company decided, well, this building's not quite tall enough for us, so they cantilevered a huge section of new building on top of it. So when you look at that picture from the Tulsa World newspaper from the 1960s, that building doesn't look as tall because it wasn't nearly as tall. But it's really interesting to be able to stand here and see the things that haven't changed, like the fire department. There's an old service station here, these great old brick buildings that have served so many purposes over the years, along with, the fact you can see where the railroad track used to be, and it's gone now. And, you've got these huge parking lots that weren't here thanks to, the 1970s era of urban renewal. So Tulsa's changed a lot, but it also hasn't. And it's just really amazing to be able to stand here with an old picture of these giants and be able to essentially stand in their footprint.
So after finding that picture, it's really cool to come back here to the spot where that picture was taken and imagine what it looked like all those years ago. Somewhere directly behind me was a Phillips 66 gas station and probably a Texaco nearby. In the picture, both giants are really close to each other, and so I'm thinking that they were close enough in proximity, the stations, to each other, that they were able to roll those giants. And one probably went to the other station and they took the picture. So, you know, where they were exactly, we're not sure. I'm going to do some more research and see if I can find the exact addresses of those buildings. But it's been really cool to be in this spot, and then especially have Rhys like that explain the history behind these buildings, what was there then, what was there now, and what's changed. And I don't know, I just really enjoy seeing an old picture and then going to that spot, even if the giants are long gone. And you've seen me do this before, like in Kansas City, and just kind of put yourself in that moment, like this is where muffler men were back in the day. And to have a big friend and a Phillips 66 cowboy together in the same spot like that is an amazing picture. You know, when I found it, I was shocked that something like that existed, because these were two different companies that were buying from International Fiberglass. So to have both of them in the same shot like that, and somebody took the time to pose them, is just really cool. Maybe one day we can actually get the original print and scan it for more clarity and see if there were any other prints that were shot in sequence. But for today, all I have is the newspaper clipping. But it's just been awesome to come downtown here in Tulsa, and especially have the honor of having Rhys with me to explain the history and help me track down the exact spot where the picture was taken, because I had no clue.